I'm just going to sit here and wait for a few people to show up and stick around a little bit. I put in the title that I want to talk about mice, and I really do. I do want to talk about mice. So come on in and talk about mice. We will see goats coming and going. You can see Nani is down there. And I've got Patches over here to the left, and Gimo is off to the side. Hopefully people can come in. Something really loud is going on down on the road. Like something is being dragged. I wonder if they're mowing. The city might be mowing the side of the road. Hello, whoever just came in. It's just a grinding sound though. So yeah, they're probably mowing. They mow the sides of the road here a lot. Oh, and it just stopped. Huh. Here's my goats. Yep, somebody came in and left without saying hi. That's okay. It happens. Usually two people. Oh, there's a duck down there. She's not happy. Patches just walked right in front of her. I think she's a little upset. She squeaked. Our ducks don't quack like regular ducks. They squeak. Where is she? She was just there. Oh, there she is. You can just see her white head. There she is. She's eating bugs. They all get along. Sorry for the asthma problem. I've been using my inhaler a lot lately. Hello, whoever just came in. Just sitting here waiting for a few people to show up. We're going to talk about mice today. If you want to talk about rats or mice in the chat, that'd be great. Hey, everybody. Got 4 people in here right now. We're going to be talking about mice and rat infestations today. Anybody want to join me? I'd love to hear your stories in the chat about mice and rats, and I have a few of my own. Hello, Daring David, but your name is Alyssa Shart. Oh gosh. Hello. Hello, Daring David. 15 people in here. Do you guys have mouse and rat stories you want to tell? I'm having an asthma thing, so pardon me if I clear my throat almost constantly. Hey, thanks for the 2 thumbs up. I appreciate that. So my first mouse story is today. 10 people in here. Good deal. I cleaned out 3 drawers in the kitchen of our motorhome today because we had so much mouse activity in there. It was creepy. All of my utensils, and I did post a short that shows the sink full of utensils to be washed. My plates, my pots and pans, even Ziploc bags. I had to just throw away the boxes they came in and then wash the Ziploc bags and sterilize them. I sprayed everything with bleach and I washed with Dawn dishwashing liquid. It was really gross. So I put some bait under the sink. And as much as I don't want, hi Reza, as much as I don't want a dead mouse in the motorhome, I would rather have a dead mouse than a live mouse. And we need to get this problem nipped. We just got the mouse when we were down in Rockingham last weekend, is when it started. So we probably picked it up in Rockingham. I think I noticed on either Saturday night or Sunday morning, I noticed the mouse droppings in the drawer. Probably it was Sunday because we didn't eat any meals in the motorhome that day. Otherwise, I'd have been washing everything. So that's one of my mouse stories. Does somebody want to put a mouse story in the chat? That would be great. Or a rat story. I know Gene Hackman's wife recently passed away from a mouse-borne illness called hantavirus. Hey, Reza, I'm great. Are you not hearing me? Is my voice not making it? Because my phone has been so rude. It hasn't been letting the microphone isn't working on my phone very well. I'm gonna get covered in bugs. Ugh, gross. Dang it. I guess nobody's hearing me. I'm gonna have to block out. Outdoor semi out. What does that mean? Oh, set outdoor semi out? Huh. I guess I don't understand. I thought I did. Do you hear me, Reza? Please tell me you hear me. I'm so nervous about the microphone on my phone because it doesn't always work. I'm thinking I need to get another one. Oh, good. Hey, Crab with a Knife. Do you have any mouse or rat stories, Crab with a Knife? I've got a whole bunch. I just did the one about my, thanks for the hearts. Just did the one about the mice in our motorhome. We also have mice in the feed shed, but that's expected. And we have snakes around the feed shed. So one of these days, the snakes are going to get that mouse population taken care of. I hate to set traps and I hate to set out bait for the mice in the feed shed because I know we have snakes and I don't want to kill my snakes accidentally. But then I also found mouse droppings in my basement 2 days ago, so that creeps me out. I've got a lot of stuff down in that basement that I don't want ruined by mice. So, Crab, do you have a mouse or a rat story? I was just talking about hantavirus. I lived in a place for several years that had a hantavirus problem, and not every year, but every few years, a few people died from hantavirus. Usually workers who were staying in the tents at Yosemite National Park. It was sad. It was really sad. And then there were also hantavirus deaths in Arizona, I believe. In fact, that's where Gene Hackman and his wife lived, right? Was in Arizona. It's from deer mice. And it's a gnarly virus, and it can kill you kind of overnight. You might not even know you're sick. You just don't wake up in the morning. It's pretty bad. And it doesn't care if you're young or old or healthy or not healthy. The hantavirus is an indiscriminate killer. So I didn't personally experience hantavirus. I remember being really upset when a couple of workers at Yosemite died from it. Hey, James. I had a pet mouse when I was a kid. Okay, whole story. We had rattlesnakes when I was a kid. Like, they lived in our house in an aquarium with bulletproof glass on it. And we babysat them over the summer for a teacher who had them in his classroom. Can you imagine having a classroom with rattlesnakes in it in today's world? So come summertime, we would take care of the snakes at our house. So we would buy mice for them, and we ended up with 2 mice that became our pets, one for me, one for my brother. And we went, for some reason we had them in the winter time. Maybe that teacher didn't want him in his classroom anymore. Somebody might have found out at the district and said, hey, probably shouldn't have rattlesnakes in your classroom. So we had them in the winter. It was really cold that winter. And the mice were in my brother's bedroom, and we went away for the weekend. We went up to Yosemite, actually, and stayed in a hotel, no hantavirus there. And when we came home, it had been so cold in our house that my brother's mouse froze to death, and mine had such bad hypothermia that we thought she was dead, but I ran her under warm water. Hi, Adriano. And my dad built a fire in the fireplace because we didn't have a heater in our house, so we had to heat the house with the fireplace. So my dad started a fire, and I ran her under warm water, and she kind of came back to life a little bit. Her sister was dead, though. And then I put her in front of the fireplace and she warmed up and she came back to life and she was there. We had her for years after that. That was my pet mouse. Hi, Blythe. We're talking about mice and rats. Do you have any stories? Would love to hear them. And I'm just getting covered in bugs. I've already been bitten by a no-see-em, which I just found out they're carrying some kind of an awful disease this year. Not fun. Also got bit by one of my ducks. I had to pull eggs out from under her. I'll show you what she did to me, guy. Okay, you see that? That little kiss on my hand there? That's from my duck. She grabs and she twists and she pulls and she gets me every time. So she gave me a blood blister on my hand. I don't fault her for that. She's a really good mom. She's just, you know, she didn't want me stealing her eggs. I don't blame her. I probably would have smacked her if she came and stole my kids from me. So we're talking mice and rats. What else? Oh, I had a pet rat. Her name was Half Pint because I was reading the Laura Ingalls Wilder books when I got her. So I named her Half Pint. She was also half brown and half white. She had a brown head, mostly. I think she had some white on her head too. And then she was white from her neck down to about middle of her waist. And then she was brown after that. So I named her Half Pint. She was my baby. And she got out in our house. I would have been like 12 or 13, I guess, when I had Half Pint. Oh, let me think, 13. I was at least 13. Probably, maybe I was 14. Anyway, just thinking where I was and what I was reading and all back then. And she got out and we had a rat problem. What kind of dogs are those? Hey, they're the kind of dogs that a lot of people eat. We had a rat problem because our neighbors were developing some land and it had just been horse pasture and orchards and stuff. And so when they started developing it to build condominiums, the rats and the mice all ran to the houses around it, and ours was one of them. So we had rats. So we had rat traps all over the house, and my little baby got out. There's that little mama. That's the one that gave me the little kiss on my hand that kind of hurt when she did it. It doesn't hurt anymore. The rat traps, we kind of picked up a bunch of them, but I was so worried about her. And then one day my mom was doing laundry down in the laundry room in the basement, and little Half Pint came running out to her from under the washer or the dryer, I don't remember which. And Mom was able to gather her up. And then we put all the traps out again and started trapping rats. That was creepy. Having rats in our house was super creepy. They were down in the basement. They didn't make it up into the main part of the house, but still, that's where we did our laundry. That's where my brother and I kind of hung out. We played ping pong ball down there, and it was just gross having rats down there. So that's my other rat story. So I've told several mouse stories and a rat story. Somebody share in the chat your mouse or rat story. Hey, there's a mama over there checking me out, looking at me through the fence. They're eating bugs. If they were out 24 hours a day, like they used to be before the coyotes started coming around, they would be eating all the no-see-ums and mosquitoes, and I wouldn't be getting bit right now. But that's not a thing. Hey guys, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. 5 people. You can also give me a thumbs down if you want. That doesn't hurt my feelings. But let me know your mouse stories. I'd like to hear them. Or rats. Or what are those what's the biggest rodent? They're at zoos and things. They're these huge, is it cassowary or something like that? Those things are cool. Now, Yosemite National Park also had a population of ground squirrels that had the plague. They tested them, and they also tested a ground squirrel colony near where we lived, and they switched up the results of the test, and they said that the ones near where we lived were the ones with plague. You know, the plague that killed millions of people in the Dark Ages. So they were getting ready to kill off the entire squirrel colony near us, and they said, oh wait, our bad. It's the ones at Yosemite that have plague. So I don't know what they did to the squirrels at Yosemite, but they were definitely carrying plague, and they were really tame because people fed them a lot. So they had these tame little things running around that had the potential to spread really awful disease to humans. So that was fun. I was glad to find out that it was the ones in Yosemite, though, that had the plague and not the ones near us, because we interacted with the ones near us quite a bit. My daughter and I would go out with our cameras and take pictures of them. Oh, I've got a goat nibbling on my elbow. Okay, she stopped. That's good. Hi, Nani. Hi, my sweet girl. Okay, guys, the chat's awfully quiet. Somebody needs to tell a story. I don't have very many left. But I will show mouse nest videos if I find them. I don't want to find a mouse nest in my motorhome. That's just gross. But I will if I find one in the basement. That'll make me so mad. They're having a good time. 11 people in here. Somebody has a story. Come on now. Any rodent story. Rabbit, chipmunk, flying squirrels. See, we had ground squirrels out in California. Out here in Tennessee, we have tree squirrels. And they're all annoying in their own way, but they're also kind of cute, right? There's my big boy. He just took a bath. He's looking so handsome. I gave him fresh water for a bath. I brought my inhaler. I should go get it and use it. My lungs are angry. I don't know why. Oh, maybe I'm allergic to the juniper. The cedars are all kind of blooming right now, and it's actually a type of juniper. I'm probably allergic to them. Hey, it's NHRA weekend. Near us, there's going to be drag races starting Friday. I don't know if I'm going to go down there and do any lives because I have to pay to get in. I don't think I want to go, but I might. I'll be going down there tomorrow and checking things out. They're just getting all of the pros set in their camping spaces for the weekend, getting everybody lined up and ready. They've got big rigs. Everybody needs a place to work on their cars or motorcycles and a place for their crew to meet, and some people sleep there. So all the pros are setting up now. Not all of them, but a lot of them are setting up now. And they've got a whole bunch of the, oh gosh, what's it called? Sportsman class that are their rigs, big rigs, trailers and all. They're all stacked in another parking lot waiting for permission to come over and set themselves up. So it's quite busy at the Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend for the Thunder Valley Dragway NHRA races. It's going to be very loud to the people that live around it. She's so pretty. You know, when that little chocolate duck hatched and started growing, she forgot to grow. She was the tiniest thing. She was smaller than all of the other ones, and our grandson decided that he wanted her to be his special duck. So I put that red band on her leg. And she's not the one that bit me. That was a different one that bit me. But she's a real sweet girl. Oh, there's one running right in front of Gimo. He has no idea that duck is even there. I mean, I'm sure he can see her, but he wouldn't even think to go around her. Ow! Don't bite my foot. What a sass. Sparky just bit my little toe. I guess if I was wearing shoes. Hello, Jeffrey. I'm doing well. I'm just yapping about ducks and goats and mice and rats and NHRA drag races and getting bit by a duck. See how she buries her beak down in the grass and the clover? She's trying to find insects to eat. That girl's name is Wobble. W-O-B-B-L-E. Wobble. The one behind her doesn't have a name, I don't think. I have to see her leg band. She's not wearing a leg band. She doesn't have a name. All of your favorite things, ducks, goats, mice, and rats. If you have any mice or rat stories or even a squirrel story, go ahead and tell it. That'd be cool. I don't want to hear anything creepy, though. I mean, well, mice and rats are kind of creepy, but, you know, nothing gross. Nothing too gross. Let's put it that way. They're so happy. This is the one that bit me. Right there. She's just walking around kind of chirping. That chirp is what tells me that she's broody and she wants to sit on eggs. I took her 5 eggs away from her. They aren't really hers. There's 3 or 4 other hens in the coop with her. And I gave those eggs to another coop where I don't think their eggs are fertile, so I put them under a different hen in a different coop. So hopefully she'll be able to hatch those, but she's not sitting on them. The other hen isn't sitting on them yet. Okay, that one there with the green band. I don't know who that is. Are you the one? Maybe that's the one that bit me. Except she's not chirping. They are pretty sassy girls, especially when they're sitting on their eggs and, you know, they're protecting them. I totally respect it. If somebody came up and grabbed one of my kids, I'd slap them. I actually had a lady take my newborn baby one time and she wouldn't give her back to me. And I had to go to my mom. I said, Mom, do you know that lady? And she said, yeah. I said, can you please tell her to give my baby back to me? I was actually at the yacht club visiting my parents, and before you think I grew up with really rich parents, it wasn't like your normal, it wasn't Newport Beach Yacht Club, okay? It was definitely not like that. It was a small yacht club. And it was my first baby, and I think she was about maybe 2 weeks old, and we went to the yacht club. Everybody there knew me. They'd seen me all through my pregnancy and everything, and they were excited. And this lady, you know, my mom kind of handed her around, and this lady took her from my mom, and then I went over to get her, and she turned around and she like gave me her shoulder. She wouldn't give her to me. Maybe she didn't know she was my baby. I don't know, but I told my mom to go back and get my baby back from that lady. She was a nice lady. She just wouldn't give me back my baby. So this boy here, his tail is so ratty. I think the girls are pecking him. The other boys were pecking him for the longest time. Now his tail is just awful. Look at that. It's just awful. It's not attractive. But he's a virile guy, I'll tell you what. All these girls here have fertile eggs inside of them. He's a machine. He gets the job done. Hey y'all, thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Just sitting here looking at my ducks. The goats are behind me, and that little turd that bit my toe is coming around. Oh no, it's you. Hi, Patches. I thought you were Sparky. Hi. You want to bite my elbow, huh? Patches is the one who usually walks over to me when he has to pee, and then he just goes pee right next to me. I don't know. He's kind of weird that way. Hey, Joey. Joey the Roach from Puerto Rico. They do like to wiggle their tails, Jeffrey. They really do. It's one of the ways they communicate. They also communicate by bobbing their heads up and down and kind of hissing. Hey, Derek. We're talking about mice and rats, but we're looking at ducks because I don't have any mice or rats to show you. I could show you mouse and rat droppings in my feed shed, but I don't think I will. That'd be creepy. Nobody's wiggling their tails right now. I'm going to zero in on his again. This thing is bizarre. You're new to my channel, Derek. Hello, welcome to my channel. We do a lot of goat and duck talking here. I also do drag races on the weekends. Mostly motorcycle drag races. But NHRA is nearby this weekend. So I might go to the races and do a little bit of live streaming. It depends. A lot of times they play music, and I would get a copyright strike if I were to live stream. So I might not. That would really be awful. Derek, I also do a lot of foraging, although I haven't foraged in a while. I'm getting ready to harvest some wild lettuce. I've got to go to the liquor store and buy some 80 proof liquor of some kind. I don't want to go whiskey. You're in Wisconsin. Okay. What's the towns near you, Derek? Because I've been to Appleton and the towns around Appleton, Wisconsin. Long time ago, another lifetime ago. Anyway, I've got to add 80 proof liquor of some sort. Chop it up, chop up the wild lettuce in the blender, add 80 proof alcohol to it, put a lid on it with no air gap, shake it every day for 6 to 8 weeks, and then strain off the liquid, put that somewhere in a jar, I guess, and then put the greens in water, I guess filtered water, and let that cook on low heat. Like, never bring it to a boil. Let that cook on low heat for 24 to 48 hours, and then mix the two together, and then let that cook down. Anyway, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's kind of voodoo. Kind of voodoo-y, a little bit witchy. But it's called poor man's opium. I guess opium is expensive. I don't know. I've never been in the market for it. But it's a way to take away pain. A lot of people use it as a pain reliever. I don't have a lot of pain. My husband does. Okay, Stevens Point, very familiar. Cool. It's beautiful up there. I really liked it. I couldn't have handled the winters though, honestly, Derek. I grew up in a very Mediterranean climate near the beach, the Pacific Ocean, and I get cold at around 70 degrees. So when we moved to Northeast Tennessee, which is where I am right now, I didn't think I'd be able to handle the winters, but I've done pretty well. I had to work outside last winter, so my husband gave me heated gloves and a heated jacket, battery operated, super cool. I mean, warm, super warm. And that made it a lot easier. But I did get used to it. I've gotten used to it. Now a 40-degree day isn't so terrible. So that's nice. Hey, Joey the Roach. Oh, are they called ramps? Have you ever eaten them, Joey? I think you're right. They're bitter. They've got that milky sap that comes out of them. And I think they're somewhat related to dandelions, but dandelions don't have the same medicinal properties. I've got a bunch on my property here. I found some near the RV at the edge of the forest, and I found a bunch near the road. They're bigger, the ones by the road, but I've got to get them before they get knocked down with the weed eater. So I'll be doing that pretty soon. That's my main foraging right now, is just some of the greens that are around. Instead of going to the store and buying lettuce, I like to find things I can eat. I'll even eat kudzu, although I haven't yet. We have 65 acres here, Derek. It's mostly forested, which makes it really hard to grow a garden. I think I'm going to be just growing mushrooms. We have a bunch of shiitake mushroom plugs inoculating some logs in the forest right now. I'll probably do several varieties next year. And then we live in a house in the city. So we have just a regular city lot with a house on it that we live in, because we don't have anything at the ranch here. No electricity. Water is down at the road, but we have to drive a third of a mile up the driveway to get it to the ducks and the goats. Yes, Derek, mushrooms, shiitakes. I bought my husband a bag of 500 plugs. I thought I was getting a bag of like 50, but I accidentally ordered the big one. So we did more than 450 plugs one day. We were tired. We were tired at the end of that. At the end, I just dumped what was left in the bag on the ground because I couldn't drill another hole and put in another plug and do the whole wax thing and all that. Yeah, Joey, you have to get the wild lettuce before it goes to bloom. It gets real bitter. And I ate a piece off of one a couple days ago and it was pretty bitter and they hadn't started to flower yet. It's not something I would reach for and say this will be good, but if I can make some tincture that can help my husband with his pain, that'd be cool. He still puts in a full, 14 hours a day just around the ranch and around the property. And this weekend he'll be at the drag races. He'll be on his feet from not too long after sunrise till probably after sunset all day. He's gonna be a busy man. If I do end up going, I probably won't even bother to tell him. I can always go over to the RV when he's not there, and if I need anything, I'll tell him. I'll tell him I'm there. I don't have to, but I will. No mice and rat stories from anybody, huh? I thought somebody would have something to say about those critters, besides the fact that Gene Hackman probably died because his wife died, right? His caregiver. And they say he wasn't dehydrated, but I've worked with people with dementia and they don't drink fluids. Like they don't think I'm thirsty. I think I'll go get a glass of water. And they don't take their medication. So I have a hard time believing he didn't suffer because of her death. Hey, big boy. You back here to talk to mommy? I can give you a rub. A little scratchy scratch. Is that good? It's good, but it's not great, huh? If it was great, your lip would be moving. Hi, my special boy. This is Patches. He's one of our bottle babies that got all big and grown up. We never sold him because we didn't want someone to eat him. Yeah, you're pretty. Plus, you have really pretty fur. I could see somebody going, oh, yeah, I could see that on a chair or hanging on the wall or on the floor. You're so attractive. You could be somebody's decoration. Yeah, you could be. Don't. No, marijuana's not legal in Tennessee. Ah, look at that. He's biting my arm. Ow, that hurt. You're getting little bits of skin. I don't mind if you're going to lick the salt off of me, but that was rude. No. Marijuana is definitely not legal here. You can grow CBD, hemp, and it has to be what? Less than 0.03 whatever of THC. So they're very specific. And of course, the USDA tests your plants and they'll come in and take out a whole field of plants if one tests too high. So you have to be really careful. If you're going to grow it for CBD or for hemp, you have to make sure all of your clones are the low THC plants, because if they catch you with regular marijuana, you're going away. You're going away for a long, long time. Now, up in Virginia, you can have marijuana, but I don't know the law there. She's still cooing. Look at you. You're so cute. You're so cute. Are you the one that bit me? I don't know. I would love to turn some of our acreage into CBD, hemp, because I love using CBD as a pain reliever, like on mostly my wrist. I broke my wrist a handful of years ago, and the bones all fused and everything's fine, but I still have some soft tissue damage that never did heal. And I use Treadwell Farms CBD salve. I think it's a peppermint salve. It's only $20 or $21, I think, for a little jar of it. And it's amazing. I can hurt for like a week or two. And Tylenol takes it away for a little while. And then I put the salve on for maybe 2 days, and the pain goes away for 6 months or a year. Yeah, Joey, the CBD does work on my husband, but he forgets to use it. In fact, he'll tell me, I'm really hurting, and I'll say, well, do you have any CBD? Because he's got his jar, and I've got my jar, and then we have a jar that floats around. And he says, oh, I forgot. I'll have to, put it on before I go to bed. So I'll have to give him a call tonight because he's at the RV at the track for the NHRA drag races this weekend. So I'll have to give him a call and say, hey, don't forget to put your salve on your arm before you go to bed, because that'll help him. Or when he gets up in the middle of the night, he can put it on then. And it does take the pain away. It's pretty amazing. It doesn't completely take it away, but allows him to sleep through it. And I know some people take the CBD drops and it works. Like my mom has shoulder and neck pain and she takes the CBD drops. She just puts them under her tongue and it works for her. It's nice. I like that it's a available product. That's why I'd like to grow it. In fact, I could probably just grow like a half a dozen plants just for us and make our own tincture. This goat, you bit me. Hey. You bit me. You bit mommy. Stop. Your brother already bit me there. It's not going to taste like salt. He already took it all away. You're going to eat my shirt? This shirt's really popular with them today. I don't know why. It says driving my husband crazy, one chicken at a time. And I don't have any chickens right now. Oh, they're getting me from both sides. Okay. Boys, listen. Listen, you troublemakers. Yeah, Joey, no kidding. No, you can get a prescription for it here for medical, but you can't grow your own. You'd have to go to the dispensary. And they're pretty particular about that. I wouldn't mess with it. It's so much better than the options. Like, who wants to be hooked on Percocet or Percodan or Lortab or whatever, right? Or methadone. Hey, God, I didn't know they were going to eat me today. You guys are being rude. Stop it. Mama's getting back. Nope. Stop it. I gave you guys extra hay and everything. Now it's just the boys right now. You guys are brats. Golly. Okay, attacked by goats, 2025. Dateline. You guys are turds. Cookie, I'll say it. Needle. Needless. Nana, that's my name. Nana. Noodles. Nicaragua. North Carolina. Nottingham. Nancy. No, niet, nine. I had to stand up and walk away to keep these creeps from biting me. Abba Zaba, talk to your friends. Talk to them. Nani, there's an N-word. Hey, Nani Mommy. Hi. There's my Nani girl. Hi, sweetie. I think I'm going to put these brats away. Head back to the house. I'm not going to give them any hay because they have plenty from yesterday. I'll see if I can find some of that wild lettuce. I think I have some down the driveway. Actually, you know what? I'll take the goats with me down the driveway. Stay with me, the 10 of you who are still here. We're going to go look for some wild lettuce. I think I saw a plant down. We've got a little saddleback over here. I'll walk toward it. That is me in the profile picture, and that is a professional photo. It's a headshot, and that's got hair and makeup, and it was in a studio, and I look nothing like that 6 years later. That was 6 years ago. It was before COVID. I got my headshots done. That's a thistle. We don't mess with thistle, although I will eat it. It's got a whole bunch of ants on it. Oh, grrr. Something delicious in there. They're probably depositing aphids. But I'll eat it. I'll eat the stalk. It's supposed to taste like asparagus. Not asparagus. No, it doesn't taste like, well, kind of. Asparagus and artichoke, the other A word. There, finally cleared my throat. Here's one of the sugar maple trees we tap in the winter time. She doesn't give us a whole lot. She gives us a little. And then I make maple syrup. That's another thing that I harvest and I guess forage. Now watch, I'll find a wild lettuce and one of my goats will run up and eat it before I have a chance to show you guys. Cookie Master 445. I have done modeling, I've done acting. And what is that plant right there? That's cool. I like those leaves. But I'm 62 now. That was in my 50s. That picture was taken in my mid-50s. Now I don't see the wild lettuce. Where is it? I know there was one down here. The goats could have eaten it, I suppose. I looked all along here for morel mushrooms and didn't find any. I've looked here the last couple of years. I'm not finding any. They should be here. Might have to put some morel spores around. Okay, I don't see the wild lettuce. I see a wild carrot. This is edible. It looks a little like the Queen Anne's lace, but it's definitely not. We don't have Queen Anne's lace on our property, and if we do get it, I'll get rid of it quickly. This is just wild carrot. Smells like a carrot. That's pokeweed right there. We eat the berries off the pokeweed. I do have to strain the seeds out because they're poisonous. They haven't been over here in a while. I don't bring the goats over here because they might go up and eat my pear trees. I don't see the wild lettuce. I can't show you guys. Huh. Okay, well, we'll go back. I know there's some up further, but I don't want to take the goats over there. So thanks for hanging out in here, you guys. I appreciate it. Cookie Master, if you want to see me in any of my other videos, I do show my face in some of them, especially the ones at the drag races, my live videos. But the quality is pretty grainy. You do have to go into your own phone and up the picture quality. I don't know why my lives are so grainy. I've been looking at different settings. I think I might need to invest in a camera, but I do so much outside. I'll have to go into some chats in the YouTube creators groups and see what people are doing, because I got an iPhone 16 because of the cameras and the video quality, and I'm not seeing it in my lives. It's pretty grainy. When I just shoot video and then upload it, the quality's good, but not my live streams. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I wanted to talk about mice and rats, but nobody had any good stories, so bring them back when you come back next time. Love to have some stories about mice and rats. I don't want to be the only one talking about them. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care and God bless you.